Hey, welcome in everybody. In this video, I'm going to or maybe not begin, I'm going to try to create the assembly for the miniature train. So I'm going to start with the train body. I'm going to go to new. I want to use the English. I'm going to use the assembly, the standard inches, IAM, Inventor assembly file. I'm going to create and wait. I'm going to create and wait. And then I'm going to place my train body. I'm going to do number 2. I know I created 2 of those. I'm going to bring in the second one. Hopefully you only have one, but I'm going to open this. I'm just going to kind of left click and drop it somewhere. And then I'm going to right click and hit OK because I only need one of those. The first thing you want to do, super important, make sure you do this. I'm gonna right click on it. I'm gonna go to where it says grounded. I'm going to check grounded. So now that part is not gonna move around on us. It's not gonna get all kind of crazy and out of angle and all that fun stuff. So there's that piece. And then we can just begin bringing in pieces and kind of assembling it, attaching them on here. So I'm gonna go to place. I'm gonna look for the stack here. I don't have any colors or materials applied to any of this, but we can do that later on. So I'm gonna bring in the stack. I'm gonna click open. I'm just gonna place it over here out of the way. And then so this stack is gonna fit inside this opening here. So I'm gonna go to constrain. I'm going to go to insert, and then I have 2 options here. So one is opposed, one is aligned. I think I want to use the opposed. I'm going to click this. I'm going to click this bottom circle here, and I'm going to click the bottom circle down in that little indent thing there, and boom, I'm going to hit apply. So this thing can still spin around, but I don't really care if it spins around, as long as I can't move it or bring it out or tilt it anyway. So that's good for there. And then let's see, what can we bring in next? Oh, we can bring in the cow maneuver, cow catcher, because we want to get the cows out of the way. Like, get off the track. This ain't no party. So I'm going to open that. I'll place it, right click, I only need one. So I want to spin this thing around, so no problem. So what I could do is, let's see, I can constrain it. Again, I'm going to use the insert. Let's do the opposed. So I'm going to zoom in on this. I want to click on this chamfered outer circle here, and that's in the top one. And then I want to kind of bring it and attach it to this back indented hole there. So click that. Now you can see it's upside down. Not a big deal. So I'm going to apply that. I can kind of click this and kind of rotate it around. So there's a couple of things that we could do. I could probably, let's see, let me look at the side of this bad boy. Oh, it's a little bit, let's see. Okay, what I could do, there's a few things I could do. Let me kind of move this down. If my holes line up correctly, I can go to constrain and go to insert again, do the same opposed. I can look for, this is kind of hard to look for it. So I want to click on this smaller hole here. Spin this baby back around. I want to click on this inside hole there. And then it kind of donks in, donk, and it lines up there. Let me look at the front and see what we got. Make sure we're level. So yeah, so that's kind of got us constrained there. We can't move it around anywhere. We can't pull it out. We can't turn it. We can't move it up or down. So we're good there. Okay, so there's that one. And all right, so I'm looking at what I can bring in easily at first. So I'm gonna turn this thing around, look at the back. So I'm gonna bring in that magnet piece that took us a long time to create. I'm kidding. I'm gonna bring in the hitch magnet here. Hit open, just gonna drop it in, right click, hit OK. So I want this is gonna fit over here on this hole. So let me see if I can constrain it the same way that we did the other one. So I'm gonna hit the insert. I'm gonna do the opposed. I want this inside hole to be opposed on this hole here and see if it flips it around. Yay, hit apply. Again, it can still spin around. I don't know if y'all can see it spinning, but we can't pull it off or move it up or down, or we can't twist it anyway. So I'm gonna leave it just like that. And then the next piece that I need to bring in is, let me look at my paperwork. Number 4 is the hitch peg. So I'm gonna place the hitch peg, where you at? Right here. Open it. Just gonna drop it in there. So again, I'm going to constrain the insert opposed. I want to look up underneath here. So I want this, let's see, I want this inside circle here to be on the same as this inside circle here. It clonks it in place, hit apply. So there's that one. We're doing good. Let me look at the back and take a look at what we got. Nice, nice. All right, so what's next piece should we bring in? All right, so we're gonna have to bring in our wheels. We're just gonna have to do it. So place, bring in a wheel, bring in a wheel. So I'm just gonna do one at a time. So I'm just bring in one, right click, okay. Now when we put the wheel in there, we're gonna make sure this little stubby piece is on the outside of the train. So I'm going to kind of turn this around. Looks like a cracker on the backside. So I'm going to go to constrain. Again, just like we did. So I'm going to use the insert, the opposed. I'm going to click this circle here. And then I'm going to attach it to this circle here. Flip it around, hit apply. So we can still, this wheel still spins around and moves, which that's what we want it to do. The trick part is going to get the that linking arm. If we did everything correctly, that should be okay. If not, that's going to be a pain. But so once I have one wheel, the easy way to bring in another one is if I just over here in my menu where I see the wheel, I can just left click and hold it down and drag another one over. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. So I'm going to constrain the insert, the opposed. This time I can click this one first because we have this grounded. It's not going to move. So I'm going to click this circle. I'm going to spin around to the back. I'm going to try to go through here and click that circle. Here, clonk in. So there's that. Nice, nice. She's taking shape here. She can move her around. I'm going to go to view. Let me go to view and go to shaded with edges like that. I just like that view. I don't know. It makes me all happy in the pants. I don't know. That was kind of weird. Ignore that. All right, so I'm going to bring in another wheel. This one, I like the way that one came in, so I can get to it easier. So I'm going to go to assemble, constrain, insert, opposed. I'm going to click this circle, clunk it in, hit apply, bring in another one, constrain, insert, oppose, click that circle, click this circle, clunk it in, There we go. So now we got our wheels. Nice. All right, so here's where we find out if we did this correctly. So I'm going to bring in the next one. Actually, I don't have to do that just yet. I can bring in the number 6, the axle peg. Let me do that. I'll put that off for later. That's going to stress me out. All right, so I'm going to place the axle peg, which is the one with the fake threads on it. I'm going to click open. Here I'm just going to bring in 4 because they're small and they don't get in the way of each other. So, all right, so for here, I need to, we're just using the insert constraint on most all these. So insert, same opposed. I'm going to click on this out or this inside circle here. And then I'm going to look up underneath these and I'm going to click on this inside circle there. And hopefully it landed in place. Yes, hit apply. So it's over here. And I'm going to do the same thing for all the other ones. So I'm going to constrain, insert, opposed, this inside circle, this one, apply. I'm going to switch it over to this side. Let me look underneath. Again, insert, opposed, the inner circle, the circle here, clicks it in. Just going to keep doing that for all the other. All right, there's only one more. I don't know why I'm whispering. All right, so that one and that one, plonk it in. Nice. All right, so there's that. And these things will spin, turn around. All right, so here is where the fun begins. I'm going to bring in that number 7 piece, which is the linkage arm. I need 2 of these. All right, so what I want to do is I want to, just like we did the other ones, I'm going to constrain, insert, opposed. I'm going to click on this circle here. And then I'm going to click on, I can click on this inside circle here. Hope it'll flip around. Yeah, hit apply. So now we can move the wheel and the arm moves with it. But now we need to attach it to this one as well. So I'm going to try, cross your fingers, this works. I'm going to constrain, just like we did, insert, opposed. I'm going to try to get to that inside circle, which is there on the, without flipping it around. So it's that circle on the other side to this circle here. Oh, nice. And hit apply. Let me look at it from the top. It's not crooked, no, it's straight. Yes, we did it. Yo, Adrian. So there's one. So now when I move this wheel, that other wheel, the other wheel moves with it. It's going, yeah. So just kind of go around in a circle. I'm not sure what that looks, I don't know. This piece should actually, it should move like this, like that. So it's not tilting up and down. But anyway, we'll get to that. Yeah, so I'm going to spin this around, just attach it to the other side. I'm going to constrain, I'm going to insert, opposed, this circle here, I can stick it on that, apply. Now I need to move this around to here. I think when I attach it, when I constrain it, it's going to flip around. I hope so. Let's go to constrain, insert this one. I want to grab that back circle like I had it right there. And then this one here. Nice, there we go, yeah. All right, so there's that. There we go, there we go. Okay, okay, okay. I think I can. Anyway, I'm getting carried away. All right, so then I got the little number 8s, the little linkage pegs. So I'm going to place the linkage peg. Where are you at? Little tiny thing here. I'm gonna put 4 of these here. All right, so these are just gonna go create. Nope, I don't want to create. I want to constrain. Let's use insert for all these. Makes it so much easier. So then I want to go to, I'm going to look up underneath. I want to grab this inside circle here and attach it to that circle, inner circle there. Nice, that looks really good. Same thing for here and there. Spin this around. I want this inside circle to go to here. Hit apply. I want that inside circle on this. You zoom in, I want it on that one. Apply. Nice. So there is our assembled train. Did I miss any parts? I know we need the track to come in. All right, so I'm gonna let me bring in the track. This could get kind of tricky. So I'm bringing this track, right? I'm gonna click open. So notice it's going kind of perpendicular to where I want it. So before I actually drop it there in place, I wanna right click and I wanna rotate it around my Y axis. So I wanna rotate Y 90 degrees. So now it's going kind of in the direction that my train is going. Right, so then I can just kind of click anywhere to set it down. And then I can hit OK because I only want one. Now you could bring in more and just kind of like puzzle pieces, just kind of stick them together and make as long of a track as you want. But that's kind of how you do that. All right, so to get our train, our train is kind of grounded. So I want to move the track underneath the wheels of the train. So to do that, I'm going to go to constrain, and I'm actually not going to use the insert option this time. I'm going to use the mate, and then I'm going to click on the mate solution here, the left one. I'm going to click on the wheel, the side of the wheel here, and then I'm going to spin this around. I'm going to click on the side of the track that sticks up here and look at the front. So it's right up against that edge. So I want to move this where it says offset. I want to offset this 0.05. And you can kind of see that those wheels, they're way too low, obviously, but as far as in this direction, they're centered on that track. So I'm going to hit apply. I can move this kind of track up and down. I just can't move it to the side. So we're kind of getting there. And then really what we want to do is we want to constrain the bottom of our wheel to this top of this kind of indented track here. All right, so notice I can still move this track. I can move it up and down. Move it up and down. I just can't move it side to side. So what I'm going to do is, there's probably a way to constrain the bottom of the wheel to the top of that surface there, but I'm not sure how to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to constrain with a mate here. I'm going to constrain the bottom of this train. Let me pull this thing way down. Let me do that again. I'm going to constrain the bottom of this flat surface to I could do it to maybe, which one of these flat surfaces? Let me just do it to this surface here. Right, and then if you look at the front, you can see, okay, our wheels are going to be embedded down in there. So I need to kind of play around with this offset here. So I'm going to go 0.5, and we're close. If I zoom in, so I'm going to go 0.5, 1, 0.5, 2. That's too much. 0.515. There we go, that works. And then I'm gonna hit apply there. So now, the train doesn't move, but the track moves. So what I wanna do is, I want it to go opposite. So I'm gonna unground my train. Let me see if I can do this. First of all, let me ground my track if I can do that. I'm gonna ground this track, and then for my, where did I have this grounded? The train body, I'm gonna unground it. And now, so my train moves and my track stays still, right? So we can still move these around. So that's kind of what we want. So in the next video, we'll kind of work on animating this. We'll kind of add some more tracks links to it to make this longer, and then we can animate our track or animate our train kind of moving straight with our wheels turning around, and this link kind of doing what it should be doing. So we'll work on that. And then we can also, before we do that, we need to add some materials and colors on this thing and make it look all fancy. So we'll do that too. All right, so see you then. Peace out.